Good evening, everyone. It is Sunday, October the 18th, 2020. It is currently 5:35 p.m. Central Time. I'm coming to you from Victory Baptist Church, which is where I don't always come to you from Victory Baptist Church. Sometimes I've come to you from my study at my house. It's difficult to record from the study at my house because dogs and everything else, and it causes disruptions. So typically I'm here at the church, but I guess I like to tell you where I'm at when I'm live on the air. I don't know why I tell you that, but good evening, welcome. I'm going to make this quick. We've been talking a lot about the state of Christianity and that Christianity is in trouble because Christianity is really being rewritten. It's being written by two opposite errors. On one, you've got progressive Christianity coming from the left, and on the right, you've got Christian nationalism, this ultra political conservative Christianity on the right. So you've got these two ideas. They're basically hijacking Christianity for their own political agenda, their own political purposes. And they're claiming it's Christianity, and they're really rewriting Christianity, and it needs to be fought, and it's got to be fought on both sides. Now, a new book came out about a week ago called Another Gospel by Elisa Childers, right? And I just did an episode where we listened to an interview with her. I've talked about her book. Part of me wanted to give away her book, but to me, her book is like, way late, because back in the 19th century, there was a rise of modernism, of liberal theology that was coming in. And many of the issues she's bringing up in her book now, saying this is a problem, those problems started in the 1800s. And there was a set of books put together that was supposed to be given to pastors so that pastors could use this book and equipping and teaching their congregations. And the name of this set of books was called The Fundamentals, saying here are fundamental issues we've got to deal with, fundamental issues we've got to resolve to get back to Christianity, in a sense, to save Christianity. And I have been telling people literally for years, you got to read the fundamentals. You got to read the fundamentals. And I think for the most everyone ignored me. And now all of a sudden, everybody's like, we've got to get back to the fundamentals. Well, we should have been back to the fundamentals. I don't know. Forever. Okay. But all right, whatever. So I think it would be better. I think it would be more advantageous, more beneficial. I think it would be more consistent with my emphasis on church history. Instead of giving away the Another Gospel, which is a popular book right now, everyone's talking about, is to give away sets of the fundamentals. Now, these books are a little bit expensive, and the only reason we're able to do this is because a listener sent me a check. All right. Now, she said I could do whatever I want with it, but I felt that would be a little selfish for me to just use it for myself. So we're going to use it to give away some books. Now, I don't know how many sets we're going to give away. But here's what I ask of you. I'm not going to ask you to do anything. I've tried to give books away before and ask people to post a positive review of our podcast on Apple. Do what you can to promote our podcast, share it. I'm not going to ask you to do any of that. Here's all I'm going to ask of you. If you want a set of the fundamentals, we will have it shipped directly to you from Amazon. All right. And all we're going to need your first and last name and an address for the books to be shipped to. We're not going to use that address to sell it to anybody else. We're not going to send you an email a week from now, a month from now going, hey, it's the holiday season is fast approaching, and don't forget Victory Baptist Church and make sure you send us some money. We're not going to ask you for any money. We simply want to get the books in your hands. But here's what I'm asking you, please. If you don't think you're going to read the books, if you don't think you're going to use the books, then please don't ask for a copy. I really want to place this in the hands of people who really will dig in, really read them, really use them for their own personal study, for other people. Really, really, really dig in. And if you're not sure if you want the books, if you have questions about them, please email me and I'll answer, and then you can determine if you want the books. Again, you may email me at some point, and I may not be able to send you a copy of the books, depending on when your email shows up versus how many other emails show up and how quick they show up. But here's what you need to do. Email me at newsif@yahoo.com. 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 simply say, I want the book. Here's my first and last name. Here's the address you need them sent to. I'll go on Amazon. I'll order the books. Okay. The books will be paid from the church funds, and then the money sent to me by the listener will be placed in the church account to cover the cost for the books and the shipping, and we'll have them sent to you. Now, depending on what country you may be in, I'll have to look at what the shipping expenses are. Look. For those, there are a lot of you listening have no idea. We're not like some big ministry, okay? We're a little church literally in the middle of nowhere, Texas, okay? All right. So it's not like if I was a bigger ministry, then I would just say, hey, we would pay for it for everything and send out as many as we can. But we want to send these out to people who want them. So wherever you are, at least say, I would like a copy of the books if you can send them to me. I'll look into the situation, and if I can send them to you, I will. I promise you that. I'll do everything in my power to get you a copy of the books if you want them and you will use them, because we want you to have them, because they are a very important part of church history. I think every Christian should read them. I've had them in my church library forever. I've pleaded, begged. I've almost offered to pay the people in my church to read them, because that's how important I think they are. So if there's people out there who want them, then all you got to do is email me, newsif@yahoo.com, newsif@yahoo.com, and I'll do what I can to get you a copy. And we're not going to send you used copies. I know I could order used copies for a lot cheaper. I'm going to send you a new copy because, yeah, I think that's what you deserve. I don't think you deserve some, marked up used copy. We're going to do our best to, put something decent and usable in your hand. Okay. And I've got the copy we're going to give you. It's called The Fundamentals, the famous source book of foundational biblical truths. All right. And I don't know if I've looked at this edition before, but yeah. And this is the definition they have here. One of the greatest defenses of the faith that covers all the central teachings of Christianity, including the deity of Christ, the virgin birth, the second coming, and salvation by grace. So, but we'll try to get this to you as soon as possible. And then as once we reach kind of a limit of how much we can spend, then we will stop. And there you go. So just email me at newsif@yahoo.com. newsif@yahoo.com. That's newsif@yahoo.com. Just tell me you want the books, and we'll try to get them to you as soon as possible. If you hear this podcast episode, 6 months from now, so that's why I'm giving you the date. I'll just give you the date. Today is Sunday, October the 18th, 2020. If you contact me in January of 2021, or if you contact me in a couple of weeks, don't be disappointed if I'm like, I'm sorry, we're not giving away any at this time. But still go ahead and email me, because if we have the money at that time to give away some more, then maybe we'll give away some more in the future. So we'll do what we can, but Christianity is in trouble, and we're going to do what we can to try to help people get back to the fundamentals. All right, and we're going to be doing a series on the Niagara Creed, which kind of came before the Niagara Bible Conference, and we're going to start taking that apart. We're just going to be doing a lot of different things looking at that. I know there's a lot of other issues I need to talk about. I know a lot of you have sent me all kinds of emails about Ravi Zacharias and all of the accusations made against him. I know I have not addressed it yet. I'm still contemplating on what to do. I'm kind of waiting to see. His ministry is supposed to be doing an independent investigation of all these accusations. Obviously, there's no criminal charges that can be brought against him because he has obviously since passed. But some of the accusations are pretty serious. But I don't know how to address it yet. I'm really thinking about what to do. So I know some of you keep emailing me going, why aren't you talking about this? Because first, the person is passed away. So I hate accusations coming out after he passed away. Supposedly accusations were made while he was still alive. And then there was some agreement that came to, and a non-disclosure, agreement was signed. And it's just it doesn't look good. It's all bad. But one of the things that I keep trying to contemplate, and I keep reading all the news articles, is no one has mentioned what church was Ravi Zacharias a member of? What church was he a member of? Did the church receive the accusations? What did the church do? And it's I'm still trying to figure that out. What church was he a member of? And did they did they receive the accusations, and what did they do? His ministry received supposedly accusations, and they come to some agreement, at least with one individual. But I mean, this is some serious charges being made, not just of immorality, but of things that would be criminal. And so, like, is this a situation where you have a parachurch ministry where nobody was that's why I hate parachurch ministries. They need to be under the control of a local church. But so I keep getting those emails, and I know we need to address it, but I just think there's bigger things going on. I think that is an important topic, and we'll talk about it. But I just need to at least get that out of the way, because I keep getting emails of people sending me articles. And I appreciate you sending me the articles, and I wish I had a better answer for it. There's just so much about it I don't like. The person can't defend themselves. So, that's horrible. But at the same time, if he did, if there was some kind of assault or harassment or that kind of, then something needs to be done. But it's just horrible. And just remember, I mean, Christians Christians are sinners just like everyone else. And it's just a truth that we get hit in the face with over and over and over again. We always seem shocked that there's moral failure within Christianity, because we're all sinners. It's like we have this feeling that we become a Christian and we get this superpower that we're never going to sin again, and it doesn't work. We're going to sin, and we're going to sin, and we're going to sin, and we're going to sin. It doesn't excuse it. And when criminal activity is happening, then obviously criminal activity has to go through the legal realm. We shouldn't cover it up, and legal issues have to be dealt with. So just a bad situation, and we'll see if we'll talk about that. But for now, the other issues happening in Christianity, I think, are kind of really at the forefront of my brain, and I think we have to address it, and we got to get back to the fundamentals. So that's what we've really been talking about. So we're going to give away a copy of these books. So email me, newsif@yahoo.com, newsif@yahoo.com. I'll see what we can do to get you a copy of the books for absolutely free. We don't want anything from you, but we will need your name and address that you want the book sent to, and they'll be shipped to you via Amazon. And that's how it will work. We'll purchase the books Amazon and just have the shipping address to your address. We're not going to have the books come here and then we send them to you. Just simpler to do it that way. So just so that you understand how it will work. All right, there we go. I'm going to go home. All right, I've had a long day of broadcasting, and hopefully I've done something somehow that was beneficial to someone. All right, I know we lost some YouTube subscribers, so I ticked off a lot of people today. That's what I did. We were up. Now I know YouTube is not really something we really focus on, because obviously we're an audio podcast, but Spreaker just automatically sends our stuff to YouTube. So it's great that it's there. So sometimes I'll check, and then today I'm like, oh, we lost subscribers. I made people mad. So I need to figure out how to get them back. No, man, if you do a theology podcast and you're worried about, people who are going to listen and people are not going to listen, you'll go crazy, because the very nature of dealing with theological issues is you're going to offend someone. So it's just, there's nothing you can do about that. But all right. So thank you for listening, and everyone have a great week, and feel free to email me anytime. Everyone have a great week. God bless. And if you want a copy of the fundamentals, email me, newsif@yahoo.com, newsif@yahoo.com. We'll give away as many as we can, and hopefully we can benefit. Hopefully it will benefit as many people as possible. Everyone have a great day. God bless.